You ready? I've been ready. What are we waiting for?
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GBWR.
You get to the main event, and you hear the crowd. There's some rumblings in the crowd.
Here we go.
They say, "We want truth."
I love how John Cena said when they were chanting, "We want truth." You can't handle the truth.
There you go.
I loved it.
He takes the knee off, boom. Takes the mask off, boom. And it's our freaking truth. God, man, he cost John Cena the match.
Tune in to Grind City Wrestling weekly on the Grind City Media app and on the Grind City Media YouTube channel. It's time for our Pick Six, Mike. 6 classics that we're most looking forward to in the 2025 football season.
Las Vegas, obviously, that's the Grambling State University, Jackson State University clash. They're taking 2 iconic HBCU brands going to an NFL stadium in Las Vegas.
Get all of your HBCU sports and culture news by tuning in to HBCU Huddle with CJ Hurt and Mike Wallace. New episodes drop every Thursday on grindcitymedia.com, YouTube, and Spotify.
Live from FedEx Forum, this is The Odds Couple on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Here's Rob Fisher and Lang Whitaker.
Welcome in.
Lang gang.
Welcome to the Odds Couple. I was going to say, is this real? I was going to give you the fish. That's what Rob Fisher always does. I'm Lang Whitaker. Rob Fisher is not here. You're watching The Odds Couple on Grind City Media. Lang Whitaker, John Roser, CJ Hurt, Jacob. Here to get you through this Thursday. Talking about some sports and some gambling and other stuff.
I love sports and I love gambling.
You like both of those, don't you, John Roser?
I do. Love them.
How you doing, John Roser?
Good. Just got done hosting the Chris Vernon show with Devin and Bennett. We'll be back at it again tomorrow. Did NFL training camp, some Grizzly stuff, and Hulk Hogan. So, no. Been a good day.
You and I both came off the bench this week. We're both hosting.
Yeah. Well, we wear many hats here at GCM.
The best ability is availability.
Yeah, the best ability is availability.
That's right.
No doubt about that. Yeah. Happy to be here. Let's talk, ready to talk some sports. I saw some of the stuff you've got ready for today.
Good stuff? You like it?
Yeah, well, Look, I'm one of these. If we're going to really talk football and we're going to start getting into football stuff, man. Let's rock. I'm ready to go.
37 days from the first college football game.
I'm so ready for football.
37 days away.
Let's go.
CJ, how are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. How's everybody else out there doing?
CJ was on the show with myself and Bennett, and we were talking about food and whatever. And I saw it come by in the chat. Hulk Hogan died.
Yeah.
And first thing I did before I mentioned it was Googled it.
Make sure it's real. You got to make sure it's real.
Journalism school came back.
Make sure this is not AI hitting us. We've had some deaths this week.
And we've had some AI. But I Googled it, and it was real. Hulk Hogan, 71 years old, passed away today. My main takeaway from this was that, to me, Hulk Hogan was probably the most important performer in the history of the WWF. Not necessarily wrestler, because he was not a great wrestler.
Yeah.
But all that other crap he did, like the acting, the in the ring, the talking, hey, Mean Gene and all that other, like that was kind of what carried the WWF in the 80s, 90s.
Yeah.
And
I mean, you still will find people would still say, what you going to do?
Yep.
And
brother,
something, Mean Gene and brother, like those have gone into pop culture and everyday society. No, I thought Hulk Hogan was because I asked this of Bennett and Devin, who are both big wrestling guys. I was like, Vince McMahon, yes, a genius in how he built the business and everything. But is he able to do that without Hulk Hogan?
No.
And the answer is no, you can't do that without Hogan. That's why, to me, he has to be at the top of that GOAT list when it comes to wrestling. He has to be.
He leaves a legacy, but it's also problematic in a lot of ways and messy.
Yes.
Just like it is with Vince McMahon.
Yes.
I mean, pretty much
They're
everybody.
not perfect people.
Yeah,
Your
no.
heroes are not perfect people.
The one thing I would say, though, is
praise Jesus, not athletes.
A lot of these guys, like, you don't think of them, the wrestlers, you kind of think of them as superheroes, right? Like, you think of them as, like, larger than life because they are larger than life.
Mm-hmm.
And they're strong and all this. And now, like, they're all getting old. And we're seeing them, like, Buff Bagwell got his leg amputated the other day.
Yeah.
And, Ric Flair, we keep getting reports that he's not doing great.
Yeah.
And all these different guys are going through all this stuff. So it kind of hits home a little bit, the mortality of all these guys.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, do we all have Hulk? I can't remember if you put him on your Mount Rushmore or not.
Yeah, I did. And listen, I understand that people aren't perfect. I just want him to not be near as racist as Hulk Hogan, right? Like that's like Hulk Hogan is a remarkable racist, but like so is most of the people in wrestling. I'm trying to think. Wrestling is known for some pretty.
I mean, literally,
tropes.
Virgil and the $1 Million Man was a thing.
So there's that component of it as well. So I did put him on there. I'm not going to let his racist act in a room full of racists. Hell, Vince McMahon, racist, sexist, all of it. I'm not going to have that keep him from the Mount Rushmore of wrestling. It would be one thing if nobody in wrestling was racist and he was the only one. Hell, all of them dudes were. And Hulk Hogan was, for what he was at the time, we talked about it on the show, Lang, you, me, and Bennett.
Yeah.
He laid the pathway for what you can do
in
this
blueprint.
industry.
Yeah.
And if so many people have followed that and have been successful doing it, from John Cena to The Rock to Batista, all of them have done it.
He is in movies, Dave Batista.
He's in the Guardians of the Galaxy. Big star. Yeah.
CJ, by the way, I like big Mike Tomlin vibes from you today.
Yeah.
With this outfit.
Yeah,
I got big Mike Tomlin. This is a training camp fit you have on.
Somebody in the chat earlier said you kind of had the yay look on.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't like that one near
You
as
do
much.
kind of look like Kanye West.
Check
You
it
do.
out.
You definitely do have that
lights in
look.
here, when we go to the Vernon lights, they are right in your boy's eyeballs.
Yeah.
And they are so bright.
CJ, I will tell you, I saw some of the show this morning. And when you were in that booth with your lighting, with your shows.
Oh, I look dark. You didn't see me.
You can only see your face. You can't see anything else.
Yeah.
You look like
Careful,
what
Hulk.
is like one of those like the Superman, like just the talking head, whatever that thing is in Superman.
Just a talking head in Superman.
Yeah,
You're talking about the old Superman.
Yeah, the old Superman.
Or like the Wizard of Oz. Like
Zordon
from
Power Rangers.
Yeah. It's just kind of like that. Like
Or the Wiz. You saw the Wiz.
I saw the Wiz.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
They didn't have the giant
They don't
mouth
have
for
the
the
head.
Wiz. They had
Yeah.
an actual person representing Wizard of Oz.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys, we've all talked about this on 100 shows this week here, but as gambling people, and
I love gambling.
As a show that focused on the UFL, do we say farewell to the Memphis Showboats, or do we say good riddance?
So I give props to the Memphis Showboats.
You're a fan of the Memphis Showboats.
No, I'm not.
You love the
I
Memphis
didn't
Showboats.
care at all about the
You've
Showboats. I
rooted
didn't
for
watch the game. I didn't know
Showboats.
when they played.
You
but,
have a full set of gear of the Showboats.
But I will say, look, they made it. How many seasons did they play here?
3.
3 seasons. Okay. The Memphis Pharaohs of the Arena League, 1 season. The Memphis Mad Dogs of the CFL, 1 season. The Memphis Maniacs of the XFL, 1 season. The Memphis Express of the AAF, the American Alliance Football League. Alliance of America. 1 season.
Well, not even a full season. They made it like 6 games.
They made it like 6 games.
7 games, yeah.
Hey, but what a 6 games. We had Mike Singletary and Johnny Manziel.
And Zach Mettenberger.
Yeah. We had Johnny Manziel at a Grizzlies game, too, I believe, at some point, maybe.
Yes, he was.
Yeah. So I think we got to give props to the Showboats for making it longer than all of those teams did. I still have a Memphis Pharaohs pin says Pro Memphis, and the P is like a pharaoh. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Really cool. They used to bring when they would score touchdowns in the pyramid. They made the playoffs. Their only season, they made the playoffs. They used to bring. This is when you could have live animals in buildings. They would have camels from the Memphis Zoo that would walk across the back of the end zone. Yeah, real camels.
I was gonna say it might be hot, but no, they're camels.
No, they're camels.
Cool.
Yeah.
I was looking at the coaching history of the Memphis Showboats. Season 1, coach was Todd Haley. Do you know You know what the most recent job he's had is? Coach of the Memphis Showboats.
Yeah, right. No.
Season 2, John DiFilippo hasn't had a job since then. Season 3, Ken Wisenhunt hasn't had a job.
But it was guys, like 2 coaches this season.
Jim Turner hasn't had a job.
But they get these guys on the way out the door, and I will say they didn't do enough pub with their coaches because, like, I will say, like, John DiFilippo, Todd Haley, and
Wisenhunt's a name.
Wisenhunt, like, those guys have all 3 like had real careers coaching in the NFL.
DiFilippo won a Super Bowl recently.
Ken Wisenhunt coached in the Super Bowl, and they lost because freaking Santonio Holmes made one of the greatest catches of all time.
Yeah.
James Harrison also had that long interception return for the touchdown in that game. Like that's one of the great Super Bowls, the Cardinals Steelers game. And Todd Haley, that guy's been kind of a madman, but like he's had a long NFL career and a lot of success. Like they had guys who had real NFL success, and they never really put them out there. And the Alliance never did that either, but they knew. After week 2 in the Alliance, and they were like, hey, the players aren't getting paid. It's like,
I feel like the UFL is just kind of, I feel like they've been just scrambling to stay above water.
They're trying to make it profitable they have all the players practice in one city.
Not here. That's another problem.
Right,
yeah.
Not here. And then they travel somewhere, and then they travel to the city to actually play the games, and it's like, I don't know.
CJ, will this change your focus on the UFL?
No, the only thing that can change my focus is Rob saying, hey, CJ, don't worry about it. Like, that's the only thing that can change it.
You've been locked in. You've been our UFL correspondent.
So locked in. I will say that, to y'all's point, they are trying to, all right, we've got like 5 years. At the start of it, we got 5 years of investment capital. And, all right, we're going to, hopefully by year 6, have the formula figured out. A way for us to start making some money. They've partnered with the NFL. They're a testing ground for new rules and new technology, and that is great. But they do want to start making like actual money. And so moving from Memphis, which understandably so, right? Like, and I understand why
nobody went to the games.
Nobody went to the games, and they were bad every single year they were here.
Terrible.
But like the Michigan Panthers also leaving Detroit.
Birmingham.
They weren't bad. Birmingham was 3-time consecutive spring football champions. People weren't going there enough, so they're moving from there. D.C., they're staying in D.C., they're staying in the St. Louis's, but they want to find, the UFL does, markets where they get similar support to D.C. and St. Louis. That's what they want. So I guess they're thinking
I saw Orlando was one.
Somewhere in Florida, Orlando.
Boise.
But they had a team in Orlando.
When I look at like Iowa, some of these smaller places that actually just don't have teams that maybe
that's
like
Boise.
Boise's a good one.
So they're hoping to catch interest in markets that don't necessarily have professional sports. Louisville, outside of the MLS and the NWSL, they don't have.
They probably have a minor league baseball.
They don't have probably minor league baseball. But they don't have a professional. One of the big 4 sports. Boise doesn't have one of the big 4 sports. There was a team in Orlando. Wasn't the Orlando Guardians in Orlando? I feel like they were in Orlando, and that one folded when whichever league they were in, either the XFL or the USFL.
They were in the XFL.
So when that folded, I don't know why they would put a team back there, but let's see how that all works. And I forget what the 4th city is where they're going to look to put a team.
I do too. I don't think spring football will work until the NFL gets involved.
Gets all the way involved. Like,
they got to get all the. No, they have to do what the NBA does, like with the G League.
Yes.
They've got to fully run it, and if it's not profitable, and use it as a tax write-off.
I mean, even use the branding. So, like, you have the Columbus, Georgia Falcons against the Baton Rouge Saints or whatever. You have the team names and the team logos, and you can tell it's part of the NFL. Bennett had the idea they should make a spring flag football league. And have like the Atlanta Falcons play the New Orleans Saints or the
They do that with juniors. They have like a like a 16 and under flag football league like the NFL does, and they represent like the younger, like they represent teams. Yeah.
I don't know.
No,
I kind of think spring football is just doomed though until they can figure out. Like nothing has worked.
Yeah.
Nothing. The USFL was the closest, and they spent so much money to sign all those guys out of college, and didn't last.
Yeah.
So.
Until you get the stars out of college to come play with you, then you're always going to be a bit behind the NFL, a large way away from what
Donald
the NFL
Trump got
is.
Herschel Walker right.
Yeah,
out
like
of
I think maybe
Reggie White played for the Showboats.
Yeah.
I do think it should be like a developmental league where, I mean, should it go on at the same time as NFL season, like in smaller cities? Like in Cleveland, like the Browns play, could you then play like the G League of the NFL play on like a Monday night in Akron?
Yeah.
But
like
you don't
teams in Akron.
But you don't need that. The G League of the NFL is actually Akron University or University of Akron, whatever that is. Yeah, that's what it.
But I was gonna say,
is.
like, it'd be a league where, like, I don't know, like, if these teams are also connected, if the NFL teams are connected with these teams, then like, could we actually see Shador rather than be a third string quarterback holding a clipboard on Sundays? Could we actually like see him play in a game? You know, I'm just saying, like, if you did have a real minor league.
Yeah.
Like, would I rather see, like, if the USFL or XFL, whatever, totally is connected with the NFL and they can be connected with teams and have affiliate teams, wouldn't it be, like, if you told me Shador Sanders was starting for one of these teams instead of being the third string, he's still the third string quarterback for the Browns and he's owned by the Browns, but if he was starting at quarterback for another team this weekend in a lower league, like, dude, I actually would watch that and tune in.
Yeah, for sure. I think you would. But I think doing it in the spring makes more sense just from there's no distractions. You can lock it. Anyway. Other stuff around the NFL I wanted to get to. Russell Wilson is going to start for the Giants this year. They might be one of my broken ATMs as the season goes along.
Yeah.
Did you guys see Jaxson Dart?
The threw a pick on his first pass.
We have a clip of it, I believe. Jaxson Dart's first pass attempt in camp with the Giants didn't go so well. He's got it. He's coming to us.
Yeah.
He's a little bit behind, like Jaxson Dart's read on this play.
And it was like two dudes there who should have picked that, or who could have picked it. One did. It was two there who could have.
And it was
a way to start. Yeah, what a way to start your NFL career by throwing a pick six in training camp. But hey, listen, if that's the only one he throws, I think they're good with it. You got to go through camp because you got to learn the speed of the game. You got to learn the plays.
I saw
get
today,
more confident, get more sure of yourself, and things like that. So I'm not tripping off a pick six in practice.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't be so nervous if he hadn't done it throughout college too.
That's a good point.
I saw today that at the Falcons camp started Michael Penix. They said his favorite target was Kyle Pitts.
Hey, do not fall for it. Don't do it.
Believe me, I'm not falling. Kyle Pitts is year 5. Still, the guy hasn't given us anything. Hasn't moved the needle.
That has been the
top 10 pick, and he's like just been a mess.
He was so awesome at Florida, and it was like he was thought like that's a sure thing. Like he's gonna be really good. Like it's like how Brock Bowers was for the Raiders last year. It's like, dude, you knew Brock Bowers was gonna be awesome. It's like you knew Kyle Pitts was gonna be awesome.
Kyle Pitts is bigger than Bowers. Like you thought he'd be able to block and do everything. He hasn't anything. Did you see the other story? I love this coming out of camp. I love all these stories. You guys know we do Who Said It on the Monday Odds Couple, and we find like the quotes that matter and things. Did you see the Colts press? The Colts this week. Chris Ballard, their GM, spoke to the press. Talked about Anthony Richardson, who, they drafted 4th overall, and the guy just hasn't worked. Ballard said, do you think people regret Baker Mayfield's timeline? Do they regret Sam Darnold's timeline? And I thought, well, those are two guys who had to leave the team that drafted them.
Yeah, right.
Those guys weren't good on the first team. It took them a while to get good. And I get the point that he's trying to say, hey, let's be a little patient. Let's not hurry. But he says, like, I think we should give Anthony every chance to be the best he can be. But
yeah, we'll see on Richardson. They
also said there's a quarterback battle brewing between Anthony Richardson and Daniel Jones. Like, if you can't win that battle, if you're Richardson, that doesn't really bode too well for you, to me.
Yeah, if he can't beat Daniel Jones, then that's a big problem. That's a big problem. I mean, I do listen to Pat McAfee when it comes to that Colts team because he does know what's going on with that team. And he typically is like pretty good on player sides, like because he played, he's been in the locker rooms, but he has like especially the one that like he has like ripped into Anthony Richardson, and I don't think he's just doing that on his own without hearing stuff from people in that locker room with that organization. Like he's not just doing that for no reason. And I think when Richardson asked out of the game because he was tired, that. He's never been able to recover from that so far.
He was awesome against Georgia and then threw 3 straight turnovers before the half.
Listen, man. Anthony
but he's loaded
Richardson,
with
there
talent.
are things that we look at loaded with talent.
Right.
Like size. Like Anthony Richardson is big, arm strength. He's got a big arm. He's athletic also. He looks like he's supposed to be a good quarterback. One of the things that I look at, and it's real simple, if you're at one of these premier college football programs, like your team can't be bad. You can't be average at Florida and expect me to think you're going to be a good NFL quarterback. And that's what he was at Florida. He wasn't spectacular at Florida. That Florida Gators team was like 7-5, if I remember correctly. Like they weren't great at Florida with Anthony Richardson under center. And you've got all of the talent at Florida. How many games in a 12-game season will you step out there on the field and your skill position group not be the better than the defensive backs on the other side? 2? Maybe you play Georgia, so Georgia won, and then if you play Florida State, so maybe Florida State 2, and then who?
Yeah.
Who? And you've got all of the advantages out of Florida, and out of Georgia, and out of Alabama, and out of Notre Dame, and out of Ohio State, and out of Texas, and out of Texas A&M. There are like 15 to 20 programs where whenever you step on the field, as long as you're not playing one of those other 15 to 20, you're much better than the other side. And if you're not dominating in a win-loss standpoint, I just shy away from you, and I feel like that's what Anthony Richardson was. Where it's effing Florida for crying out loud. How are y'all 7-5? How are you losing to? I don't remember exactly who they lost to, but you lost to some combination of Tennessee, Kentucky, South Carolina, Vanderbilt, and then somebody from the SEC West, right? Like, how are you doing that at Florida? That's always struck me as odd as it pertains to Anthony Richardson and some of these other quarterbacks.
Did you see the meme of Jim McElwain, former Florida coach? You know the Coldplay meme has been going around, the guy and the woman?
Oh, yeah.
Jim McElwain and a shark. Let's look at the odds. We got some.
Hang on. I'm trying to find. Oh, my gosh, this will do it. Yeah, the internet's taking forever. I'm trying to find Anthony Richardson's game logs to see who he actually, like, did not do well against.
Everybody?
It's taking.
In college or in the
Okay,
NBA?
here we go. In
NFL?
college. They lost to his last year there. They lost to, you said some combination of?
They lost to Georgia, I know.
They lost to Kentucky, Tennessee, and Vanderbilt his last year, and then LSU and Georgia. And Florida State.
6 losses, 6-6.
So they beat, his last year there, they beat Utah, they beat South Florida, they beat Eastern Washington, Missouri, Texas A&M, and South Carolina. Yeah.
So they lost to, how many teams would you say have similar talent? Close. I'm not saying much better or much worse. I'm saying just close to Florida.
Georgia, LSU.
They should not have lost to Vanderbilt.
It sounds like they lost to everybody who was similarly talented as them, and they lost to Vanderbilt. And like, that's just, to me, that would have been the red flag. I wouldn't have taken them. And certainly not in the first round.
He played 12 games last year, 8 TDs, 12 interceptions.
Yeah.
Can we look at the odds we have for Super Bowl? These are the most recent numbers we've seen. I don't know. What do you guys like? It's kind of a big jump from the Lions to the Bengals.
I like the Ravens plus the 700. I like the look. The Chiefs could be very well be awesome again, and you might be able to take them. But the two that are lower, I would do the Rams and the Packers would be the two. I don't really trust Jordan Love that much, so I'd do the Rams. I would do the Rams. So, yeah.
Because you trust Matt Stafford?
There.
It is funny. His first day at training camp, he spent in the trainer's room getting treated for back soreness. I'm like, why is your back sore? Y'all haven't been, it's the first day at camp. You haven't even done anything yet.
He's been carrying Sean McVay.
Of the lower ones, like the Bengals immediately jumped out to me. That's a team who every year they start off 3 losses. By the time September ends, it's 3 or 4 losses. Mid-October, 3 or 4 losses. and then the switch, they figure things out and they get going. This year, according to reports, team reporters, beat guys, things of that nature, they're going to play their starters major minutes in the preseason so that they can hit the ground running. And if the Bengals can hit the ground running, avoiding those first 3, 4, 5 losses to start the season, which they apparently they get because they're rusty, if they can do that, they'll be right there with a chance.
You know, it'd be helpful,
I
though,
like that.
if they could get Trey Hendrickson and their first-round draft pick.
They got to sign Trey Hendrickson.
And the other guy I hadn't signed yet, Stewart?
I don't think they're going to sign him. I think he's going back.
You think so?
I think he's going back. But Hendrickson is one where it's okay. Yeah. But they just might not be able to do it because they've spent so much money on Burrow and on Chase and on T. Higgins. They might not have the money to pay him the roughly, I saw somebody say $30 million range. They might not have the money to pay him that with the way the cap is set up. So then it becomes and we've seen them do this before. We've seen them say, okay, we got 2 stud receivers. We got a great quarterback. We don't have much on the offensive line standpoint. And our defense is fine. It's not great, but it's fine. And we've seen them get to a Super Bowl. We've seen them beat the Chiefs doing that. There was a reason they were running around calling Arrowhead Burrowhead for a point in time, trying to make fun of the Chiefs because Joe Burrow went there and won without an offensive line and with a defense that was just fine. Okay. So I have faith in them. Not necessarily to sign the defensive players, which they absolutely need to find a way to do, but to overcome that because T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, and Joe Burrow, as long as they're healthy enough, they can carry you through a season.
This is each of their last 3 years, the Bengals. They have started the seasons 0-3, 0-2, 0-2.
Yeah.
I mean, and then after 0-3, 0-2, 0-2, it'll be like 1-5. Yeah. It'll be 1-4.
No, it is. Like they do. It's every year, like pretty much every year under Zach.
And then they have like a 3-0, 4-0. They'll have a little spurt toward the end where they look great.
They pretty much have it where they pay those guys so much money that that's why they're having the trouble coming up with the money for Hendrickson.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, you pay those guys that much money and you have nothing for anything else. Like it's so. I don't know. I'm not really a believer in the Bengals. Just because of that. I think their offense is obviously awesome. And here's the other thing, too. Is Jamar Chase going to have that kind of a season again? Or was that if you pay me year? Yeah. He's still awesome and he's going to be good. But, what Chase did last year was he led the league in receptions, receiving yards, and touchdowns.
Yep.
Is he going to do that again? So, that's tough.
All right. Let's make some money. Let's take a break. We'll come back here on The Odds Couple here on Grind City Media.
Grizzlies fans know it's the team that gives you the edge. Big River Steel does too. And much like the Grizzlies have recruited legendary talent, we want you to be part of our team. Are you ready to be part of something legendary? Then visit www.bigriversteel.com. That's www.bigriversteel.com.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans, one exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you during the Grizzlies 2024-2025 season. Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
You get to the main event, and you hear the crowd. There's some rumblings in the crowd.
Here we go.
They say, "We want truth."
I love how John Cena said when they were chanting, "We want truth." You can't handle the truth.
There you go.
I loved it.
He takes the knee off, boom. Takes the mask off, boom. And it's our freaking truth. God, man, he cost John Cena the match.
Tune in to Grind City Wrestling weekly on the Grind City Media app and on the Grind City Media YouTube channel.
So let's start with the Jaw 3, the graffiti, New York versus New York.
New York? That box is so that box is fresh. I'm actually happy to see a new box. It's time for
box is fresh.
the first and the second one with the same box. I see a
Yeah.
different box now, so
And
that's fresh.
And the graffiti letter A looks cool. Yeah, they look cool.
Tight. I like that.
The Sneak Fest Show, live Tuesdays at 2 p.m. on Grind City Media on X, YouTube, and the official Grind City Media mobile app.
Welcome back to The Odds Couple on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Here's Rob Fisher and Lang Whitaker.
Welcome back to the Odds Couple here on Grind City Media. Lang Whitaker alongside John Roser, CJ Hurd. Rob Fisher is down at the beach. He's at the Grind City Media Resort and Casino for a week off. Well-deserved. Getting ready for the new season coming up on us. And college football is 37 days away. At least one of the teams I saw there. Might be week 0 might be 30 days away, something like that. But we'll get there. We spent the last half hour talking about the NFL. Let's talk about college a little bit, college football. Before we get to it, should the Memphis Tigers be embarrassed they got ghosted by the Big 12?
Should we be embarrassed?
Yeah. They offered them a lot of money, and they just said nope.
I mean, a lot of money overall, but when you break it down, I think
when you break it down, it really wasn't that
like
much.
$2 million per school. That's not enough. That's not a lot of money.
No, not as I said. Like, bro, Texas Tech paid a softball pitcher $1 million. Like, what is $2 million extra to some of these schools? Like as I said, you better offer them $1 billion.
There was a story before we went on the air from Sports Business Journal that UNC and Clemson were possibly looking to move from the ACC to the SEC. Does Memphis go to the ACC?
I mean, if the ACC gets torn apart, they'll go to the ACC. Then the ACC will actually want them. But they're not. The ACC as it is, no, they're not going to want.
Even if North Carolina and
why not?
Clemson, even if North Carolina and Clemson leaves, why would you, as the ACC, be in a rush to add anybody?
Yeah,
you still have Florida State, you still have Miami, you still have Duke, you still have Virginia and Virginia Tech.
It's a basketball conference.
Like
yeah,
you still have pretty prominent football programs in Florida State and Miami there. So there's not a real interest or desire, I wouldn't think, to add anybody should only 2 leave.
I think they have to ask themselves, Memphis has to ask themselves, because they haven't been grandfathered into this like some of these other schools have, and that is what does the Big 12 adding Memphis gives them what?
Right.
It's like Memphis is not agreeing to, and I hate this. I hate doing it because it sounds like you're crapping on them, but it all is, what do you bring to me? And the thing would be, you do bring the Memphis television market to the Big 12. The SEC has always been like, we don't need Memphis. We already have you. And that would be what you could bring to the ACC too, but.
Or the Pac-12.
It is Memphis isn't going to take money for 5 years, for the last 5 years on the Big 12 TV contract. Okay, but they're going to want the money on the next contract. Right. And how much more money does having Memphis in your conference add to that television contract? If it doesn't add enough money on the television contract to make you more profitable and you get more money per school on the next television deal, then it's not worth it.
And are there any matchups that feature Memphis that from a national standpoint people would care about? Basketball, football, women's basketball. The Memphis has allowed for some rivalries to die in the hopes that they catch a rivalry here or there with somebody in the SEC. They allowed the UAB rivalry to die. They allowed the Southern Miss rivalry to die. Louisville, I'm not going to put all of Louisville on Memphis, but that rivalry doesn't have the same fire that it once had because these two teams aren't playing every single year. So you're telling me, okay, Memphis wants to go to the Big 12. Great. Tell me a game where the national TV market will say, hey, national TV media will say, hey, yo, preseason, it doesn't matter. We want that Memphis Texas Tech game. We want that Memphis Arizona State game or Memphis College, right? Like that. I'm not sure where that game is. Memphis UCF, Memphis Cincinnati.
But do people now want Memphis Navy? You know what I mean?
Do they?
No, and that's what I'm thinking. Maybe it's a little bit of a step up. I mean, at this point, it's baby steps, right? If you're going to leave the I was going to say the AAC, but it's not that thing anymore. Now it's the American, the A. If you're going to leave that, you got to go above it, right? You don't want to go back. You want to go forward. And I think the Big 12 is a little bit forward.
I don't know. I think if you, and this would be my thought if I was one of these schools, Memphis, Boise State, one of these schools that I would feel like, I can be in with once that door shuts, I want to be in the highest level of D1. I'm thinking that your move is trying to figure out what to do to get there. Right. Just bypass the Big 12 and bypass the ACC altogether, especially the ACC, because those dudes are looking for a way out. Not just North Carolina and Clemson, but Florida State wants out. Miami wants out. I think Virginia Tech and Virginia, if presented with a way out, they'll absolutely take that way out. So you're all season away from looking around and you're playing the Wake Forests and the Boston Colleges and the Pitts of the world. Where it's like, okay, that's good, but it's not the conference you signed up to be in. The Big 12, I feel like, is the same way, where if somebody came a calling or a hunting or a sniffing around, what's to say that Oklahoma doesn't say, hey, Oklahoma State, we got you. Come on over this way. And then they're gone, and Texas Tech is gone, and then one of the Arizona schools is gone. And now you're looking up, and you're in the Big 12, but it's not the same conference as it was when you joined. It's the same thing that happened with the Americans, same thing that happened when the Tigers went and joined the Big East. Whereas, oh, great, we're in the Big East. We got Big East on our name. Well, that's not the Big East y'all signed up for. All the good Big East teams left, and now you're looking around with these same conference mates that you've had for most of your existence after you've gone from independent into a conference. So, you got to find a way to be creative and find your way into the SEC or the Big Ten, or at the very least be one of the 55 to 62-ish teams that get into the high, whatever D1 athletics.
Your only way to do that is if the TV channels basically just start saying, we're going to start kicking teams out of conferences. Right. Because if they do that, then you're going to have teams get kicked out of major conferences.
But even when they get kicked out, you wouldn't kick Arkansas out to bring Memphis in.
You wouldn't, no. But you would kick Mississippi State out.
To bring Memphis in? You would just kick Mississippi State out.
Well, no, that's what but that's the only way they're going to be able to get into one of those. That's the only way that's happening, is if the TV companies start dictating that. Like, if they go, what the hell do we want Purdue for? What is Purdue?
For that
and
to
they
happen,
just kick Purdue out of the Big Ten.
That's not going to happen. But if Memphis in the next year, whatever, say they have another undefeated year, some crazy year, and they look great, then the TV company might be like, we want to replace this with this. But at the moment, I don't think that's like, at the moment,
Memphis
it's like,
is best bet. Like, dude, the SEC and the Big Ten are just going to go off and do their own thing eventually in college football. And just be in the rest of that. Be with the Big 12 and the ACC.
Look at this. I sent
and
this around.
And the best thing ever would be if they ever had relegation. That would be the best thing.
I sent around this this graphic I found, this NCAA FBS program valuations, projections. And I mean, look on the far left side, it's all SEC and Big Ten, and there's one independent, Notre Dame. John, you said one of these was surprising to you.
Ohio State. I thought Ohio State would have way more revenue than that.
Yeah.
Way more revenue than that. I thought they would be up with where Michigan, Notre Dame, and Georgia are.
They're below Tennessee.
Yeah. I mean, that's what surprised me. I thought Ohio State the only thing I can think of is that their stadium is so old. They don't have the suites.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen Ohio State stuff on Twitter. Like, their fans complain about the stadium. Like, it needs renovations bad. Like, modernized renovations.
USC is like half of that. USC was $71 million. I was kind of surprised they were so far behind.
Yeah.
Maybe they play in that old stadium too.
So yeah, Ohio State surprised me. I was not surprised at the fact, but because it's great, like, their revenue is way lower, but their valuation is high because obviously that Ohio State brand is massive.
6 SEC schools, 4 Big Ten, and Notre Dame were in that top 11 teams. Let's look at some other stuff from college football. There's all these media days are happening right now. Rhett Lashley said the SEC has too much parity. Did you see this? Same 6 schools win the championship since 1964. 84? I can't see the TV from here. Not a single
64.
one has been different since 1964. That's top heavy to me. That's not depth.
I mean, it's
the
not.
Same 2 teams have won the ACC for the last 12 years too, but whatever.
Yeah. Like,
I mean, that's not either. But
yeah,
this isn't college football. What we're beginning to find out is, hey, most of these college football conferences are 2 to 6 good teams deep, 2 to 6 good programs deep, and then every year one of these other programs has a good team.
The others.
One of the others has a good team. And that's what lends itself to us being really, really excited about watching the sport.
I mean, Bud Elliott does it every year, his blue chip rankings, and it's all the teams who over the last 4 years, the last four recruiting cycles have averaged 4 and 5 star. Like, that's what they average. And the teams who average at least a 4-star ranking with their players, like, those are all the ones that win the national championship. So it's basically like I think it's this year. There are 18 teams in the country, and if you look at them, it is the majority of them from the SEC. There's a few from the Big Ten, and then there's a couple of them from the ACC, and there's none from the Big 12. So,
and listen, on the topic of the SEC, like what has South Carolina done?
So South Carolina is about to be the next one. South Carolina
Kentucky,
and Ole Miss are the two that are going to be in there.
South Carolina, Kentucky, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, Arkansas, Texas A&M. Since they've come over, Vanderbilt. Like you're talking about the SEC, and it is on any given year. And this is just historically it's been the case for Alabama. But I remember Alabama football was bad. Now, Nick Saban comes through, and we forget how bad and where Alabama was after the sanctions and things of that nature. But they were not in a good spot. Nick Saban comes through. Credit to him. Shout out to Alabama Crimson Tide. And Alabama takes off in this era of football. Nick Saban runs it. So Alabama, Georgia, and Georgia's recent also. Then you can throw Tennessee in there. You throw Florida in there. You throw LSU in there. And Auburn. Yeah. And then typically, historically, the other 6 members of the SEC, because it's about 12-member conference historically, like from the 90s still, we got to this point where we're adding everybody in before Texas and Oklahoma and them come through, Texas A&M before they come through, right? You're talking about looking around in any given year, like, okay, yeah, Georgia will be pretty good. Tennessee will be pretty good. LSU will be great, but Alabama, Auburn, Florida are all down in the same year. And then you might get a situation where Arkansas jumps up or Ole Miss or Mississippi State jumps up and they're solid for a season. But then the next year they go right back to being okay to below average. Like that's college football.
That's just most conferences.
That's all of the conferences. Yeah. So I think the frustration comes in, Lane, when the SEC starts puffing out their chest. Because you're Mr. SEC, Lane. When the SEC starts puffing out their chest like, hey, we're the best football playing conference in America. Like, what makes you say that? You guys just beat the hell out of Vanderbilt and South Carolina all damn year. You get guaranteed wins just like everybody else gets guaranteed wins. Why am I kowtowing to
Vanderbilt beat Alabama this year. I mean, for
the first time since Lane, you weren't alive the last time Alabama beat Vanderbilt.
I don't know,
Vanderbilt beat Alabama. Excuse me. Right, like that's what we're talking about.
Maybe it's because the SEC plays easy schedules. Did you see Kirk Cignetti this week? He loves popping off at these things. Indiana canceled a home-and-home with Virginia that they had. Last year, the whole complaint was Indiana didn't play anybody, right? Like, they had this easy schedule. That's why they had a great record. They had Virginia as a home-and-home, and that's not even saying that's a great thing.
I mean, it's like on like.
It's all right, yeah. He canceled it. Cignetti was like, we're out. We're not doing it. And he said, we're adopting an SEC scheduling philosophy. And now their non-league games this year, Old Dominion, there you go, Kennesaw State, Indiana State, Colorado State, Western Kentucky. And he said basically like, we're just worried about our conference schedule. We don't care about the non-conference games. And he said like, this is what the SEC does. And then I saw another graphic, 2025 to 2034, Alabama will play at least 2 Power 4 non-conference every year. Georgia will play at least 2 Power 4 non-conference every year. South Carolina plays at least 2 Power 4 teams every year. A bunch of the schools, like Georgia plays Georgia Tech. So, like, that's baked into their schedule. Some of these teams.
Florida plays Florida State. Yeah. Clemson plays South Carolina. South Carolina plays Clemson.
Texas plays at Ohio State this year, right?
Yeah.
There's some of these. Alabama's playing coming up in the next 10 years. Notre Dame, Ohio State, Minnesota, Boston College, Florida. They have some, like, big names that they're playing against. But for the most part, I mean, I get what he's saying. I think at the end of the day, though, like we've seen, and his point was that you look at the college football playoff, like they're just going to go off your record. They don't strength of schedule doesn't matter. So if they're going off your record, do what you can to have the best record possible. And I think that's what he's trying to do. But I don't know. I feel like
I think his point is they play nine. Typically, everybody plays 9 power conference
SEC
games.
plays 8,
or SEC. They'll play 9 if you include the out of conference. They only play 8 Power 5 conference. They only play 8 conference games plus 1 typically for most of them. They'll play 1 P4 out of conference. So that adds up to 9. And he's saying, we play 9 Power 4 games because we're in the Big Ten and we have to play 9 conference games. So why would I add another power conference game to make that 10 when, to your point, Lane, it's not like the committee looks at that and says, okay, they played one more power opponent and that matters more even though they have an additional loss or 2 additional losses. I wish TV would come in and stop this, though. I wish TV would come in and stop Indiana versus Old Dominion.
Oh, I thought you meant Media Day.
No, well, Media Day is what Media Day is. No, just stop those games. That's the thing I'm most looking forward to when this split happens. All right, play like on like. I can't accurately judge you when 3 of your games are against some combination of Southeast Missouri State, Kent State, San Diego State, Akron. Colorado State, Akron. I can't accurately judge. Yeah. Are you better? It's bad enough y'all don't play any of the same opponents. It's bad enough that y'all didn't play each other in the regular season. But if School A just beat the hell out of Charlotte and School B just beat the hell out of Texas State, like what the hell am I supposed to make of that? I don't know what to make of that.
The COVID season was so cool in the SEC when they just played each other. That was it.
Yeah.
That 1 year, and it was
so that's where we just got to head to. When look, North Carolina's going to go to the SEC. Clemson, Virginia may go to the SEC. Notre Dame's going to end up in the Big Ten, and somebody else will probably end up in the Big Ten or whatever. And these teams are going to be like 18-team, 20-team super leagues, and one's going to be the AFC and the NFC, and they're only going to play each other. Like the SEC will only play the SEC in a regular season. The Big Ten will only play the Big Ten in the regular season. And then you will have a playoff between these two conferences, and an SEC champion will face off against a Big Ten champion for the national championship. And that's going to happen. And let's just get to that point. I really just want us to get to that point because that's where this is all going to go. And then you just hope when you're other schools, you just hope that
somebody messes up.
You just hope to be in that next group. Whether it's then, to me, it should be then you have the Big 12 and the ACC, and if you want to bring in some of those Washington State, Oregon State, whatever you can, and then those 2 leagues will also only play each other, will only play themselves, and then they will have a championship.
But Rosa, here's the question: what's the money in that? Right. So the split happens. Are we still going to be able to accept? Are TV companies still going to be willing to pay the Big 12 and the SEC?
Well, the Big 12 and the
Big 12 and the ACC.
Well, no, there will be lesser leagues. They will be lesser leagues. They will not get as much money.
You don't think they'll get the same amount or more? Okay.
But I do think to keep competitive balance up, this is where my idea of relegation comes in.
I knew that's where you're going.
This is where it comes in to keep competitive balance because you just don't want to have like these bottom teams in the SEC and Big 10 every year just continue to be crap. There's got to be some way for other teams to go up in this league. So to me, it's the bottom 3 teams in the leagues each year. They go down to the Big 12 ACE. Now, conference commissioners and presidents are never going to agree on this right away. Right. This is going to take time. This is my dream, and it will happen eventually. There will be relegation in college football once you have the super conferences of the Big 10 and the SEC figured out.
Let's take one more break. We'll get back here in just a second. You're watching The Odds Couple on Grind City Media.
You ready? I've been ready. What are we waiting for?
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
You get to the main event, and you hear the crowd. There's some rumblings in the crowd.
Here we go.
They say, "We want truth."
I love how John Cena said when they were chanting, "We want truth." You can't handle the truth.
There you go.
I loved it.
He takes the knee off, boom. Takes the mask off, boom. And it's our freaking truth. God, man, he cost John Cena the match.
Tune in to Grind City Wrestling weekly on the Grind City Media app and on the Grind City Media YouTube channel. It's time for our Pick 6, Mike. 6 classics that we're most looking forward to in the 2025 football season.
Las Vegas, obviously, that's the Grambling State University, Jackson State University clash. They're taking 2 iconic HBCU brands going to an NFL stadium in Las Vegas.
Get all of your HBCU sports and culture news by tuning in to HBCU Huddle with CJ Hurt and Mike Wallace. New episodes drop every Thursday on grindcitymedia.com, YouTube, and Spotify.
Welcome back to The Odds Couple on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Here's Rob Fisher and Lang Whitaker.
Welcome back to the Odds Couple here on Grind City Media. Lang Whitaker here, not Rob Fisher. He's at the beach. John Roser, CJ Hurd, Jacob's here, and we're trying to get you through this show and get you on with your day and your evening. Guys, we talked about Media Day. Ryan Day is your boy. Ryan Day was on ESPN this week on Media Day, and they asked about the quarterback battle going on at Ohio State. Will Howard, quarterback last year, led them. Great season. And now we want to find a replacement for Will Howard. I'm going to read you what Ryan Day. There's 3 quarterbacks that are fighting for the job. They're not committing to anybody, although it feels like they are. I'm going to read you what Ryan Day said about these guys. Tell me which guy you think gets the job. True freshman, Tremaine St. Clair, 6'4", 225. Ryan Day says, he certainly has the size, the makeup. He's a great young man. Very intelligent, very athletic. He could throw the ball. I think he's got a bright future ahead of him. All right. Junior Lincoln Kienholz. Just a tremendous athlete, Day said. You pick a sport, he can do it. He's like a 4 handicap in golf. He can hit the baseball out of the park. He was a major league prospect. He can windmill dunk. He can do a lot of things. And then Julian Sayin, who was at USC and transferred. Julian certainly gets the ball out quickly. Had a good offseason. He's intelligent. He's very competitive. He's accurate. Like, it feels to me like none of those guys inspire a lot of confidence.
It feels like he doesn't have his mind made up. Well, the second guy specifically, I don't think. I would say for sure it's not the second guy.
Because all he talked about was how he's good at basketball.
He talked about he's good at everything else except football. He talked about baseball and golf and basketball. Like, he's good at everything except football. So...
The freshman, he was like, he certainly has the size, the makeup. Like,
I don't think he wants to start a true freshman, so I'm going to say it's the Sayin.
Julian Sayin, yeah. Well, if you look at, we have Heisman odds. If we look at some of these Heisman odds going into this season, Sayin's number 5 across the board if you kind of average these all together. So you would assume he's going to friggin' start for Ohio State. Arch Manning, the leader.
Yeah.
In all this. Who would you put money on?
I already have made a bet. I put money on Austin Simmons from Ole Miss. It's a bank on Lane Kiffin's offense, and I saw some stuff where from Media Days come out that they said Kiffin seems confident that he's got a pretty good team. I just bank on that kid. He was 40-1. I was like,
that's a good bet.
There's always Travis Hunter won it last year, but there's always somebody that comes around that is better than what you expected them to be and can jump up there in the rankings.
I might go DJ Lagway.
Like Ashton Genty last year. Nobody had Genty that high, and then he came out and then they knew he was really good, but they didn't expect him to do that. And
what about Lenoris Sellers?
Sellers is another one.
Yeah,
that's another one.
He's fun to watch.
Yeah, we'll see if it's him. Usually at schools like South Carolina, it is. We'll see what they lost. They lost one of those defensive ends. They've got the freshman. He was a freshman last year, but they got him back. But they lost Kyle Kennard, who was the other defensive end there. They lost a receiver. Like, it's just see how they reload at a school like that. It's usually a little tougher. But Sellers might be so awesome that we'll see if he's that good. It'll show.
Before we get out of here. Jacob, on that C block, I have some stuff I wanted to get to. I like to let you guys have a good time when we're here. When I'm hosting, I know Rob's all about business. Rob's reading out stats and numbers and stuff. I like us to have a little fun. So I have some clips I wanted to show you guys, just to brighten things up, lighten them up.
You got to turn on the speaker for me.
No, not even audio, really, just visual stuff. I don't know if you guys saw. I've been playing a lot of NCAA 26, the new video game. Here's a great moment in a video game recently from NCAA 26. Georgia against USC.
Oh, very nice.
Stuff like that happens in the game, and that's the kind of stuff that happens. You're like, video games suck.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's annoying when that happens in a video game. I'm glad I don't play video games anymore.
You should.
Yeah. I think I saw somebody lose a game running down the field. Defender catches up to him, strips him, returns it for a touchdown. That's time expires.
Tough.
So it was like they were down like 2, And they were like, oh, I'm going to forget getting the field goal. I'm going to score a touchdown. Defender called up, stripped him, and ran it all the way back.
You guys know I host the Sneak Fest show.
I'm aware.
On Tuesdays, a fine subsidiary
What
of Grand
time?
City Media, 2 o'clock live.
Where?
Right here.
Right here in these
Media,
studios.
2 o'clock. So I'm always looking for sneaker news. CJ, I found a pair of shoes that you might be into.
Oh, the fatty in me wants them, Lane.
Some Krispy Kreme Crocs.
August 5th.
Yeah, you might have to get in the queue for those or whatever. I don't know how they're going to do them. They might be limited edition.
Do they smell like Krispy Kreme? Because they smell like Krispy Kreme. I'm definitely.
If you eat enough Krispy Kreme, they'll smell like Krispy Kreme, I think. Did you guys see the new Cleveland Browns helmets?
No.
They got a bunch of the NFL teams are revealing new helmets and one-off things.
Yeah.
The Browns had a helmet reveal this week.
Oh, I saw this. Yeah.
Things didn't go that well.
Oh.
Watch the guy on the right.
Yeah, this is tough.
Where are you going? Is that
Where
in the
are you
lake?
going?
That's in the lake.
Michigan, I
Okay,
think so.
good. I was like, I'm pretty sure it's in the lake. I was hopeful it wasn't the river because you do that in the Mississippi, you're just gone forever now.
That's true. Yeah,
You're done.
Yeah, no, that was a bad one. There's actually, if you look online, the video that person was filming has come out now.
Oh,
and you can see for the close up of the helmet, and all of a sudden he just
falls
in the water. Yeah. Last thing, and this is kind of scares me a little bit. Shows a glimpse of our future that maybe we don't want to know about. Technology is great, but maybe it's not. Look at this. It's a new robot in China they're working on. Walks pretty well.
That's terrifying.
The world's first humanoid. Now, this is the terrifying part. Watch this. It can change its own battery.
Oh no! Get this bolts for brain out of here.
I mean, that thing kind of looks like the clones from Star Wars.
Oh yeah, this is not ideal. I don't like this at all. Get this canner off my screen.
I was thinking about AI and Grok and all this and robots. Maybe we should have a segment on the Odds Couple where we ask Grok for the best bets of the week.
We really should.
Or AI.
We don't want to teach Grok any more than what Grok already knows.
Roser's over here.
Isn't Grok the one poisoning South Memphis?
Roser's the Ann Sullivan of Grok. He's over here teaching that thing every day.
It's all inevitable.
Okay.
It is. Once the super rich people have gotten a hold of it, and it's now not even that, but now this is just an AI tangent. Once you get powerful countries and militaries involved in it,
oh my gosh,
there's no stopping it. There's no stopping it.
As soon as Roser said this is just an AI tangent,
once AI is being used,
CJ.
Once AI is being used for military purposes in countries, it's over. You're not stopping it.
It already is. I mean,
you can't stop it.
I'm using it for show hosting purposes on this channel. So, all right, that's this week's Odds Couple. We got about 3-4 weeks until football. Rob will be back next week. We'll figure out what else is going on. But for CJ, for Roser, for Jacob, this is Lane. We'll see you next Monday right here on The Odds Couple.